منهاجنا تقوى سرنا بعون الله منهاجنا تقوى.
You see, my brothers, you know what I love about the Sahaba? The Sahaba were real people. Many of us, we like to praise the Sahaba so much so to the point where we start painting this picture like they never did anything wrong. Well, you're very wrong. Sahaba did a lot of things wrong, but that's what was beautiful about them, because they made mistakes. Then the way they dealt with their mistakes is what makes them so special and so unique. My time is short. One particular incident. After one of the battles, there was booty of war, gold, silver, swords, shields, stuff like this. So the Sahaba gathered, there's a lot of it, it's money. So they started sharing their opinions as to how they should distribute this wealth. And please don't listen to the story for the sheer entertainment of it. Live the story, brother. Try to imagine. I'm not sharing with you Walt Disney fairy tales. These are real stories of your fathers. Why? Not to entertain you, but to learn. Because you know what, my brothers, the truth is, when really push comes to shove, we don't follow the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Deep down, we're gangsters. That's what we are, man. And being a gangster doesn't necessarily mean you got tattoos and you used to sell drugs on the streets. Wallahi, I know Abu Ali's and Abu Ahmed's that are more gangsters than any youngster on the street today can ever be. Gangster with your character and your attitude. We don't follow Rasulullah. We follow people like Tony Montana in Scarface, yeah, and Tupac in Mabarif Shoo, and that's it, brother. That's the way it is, cuz. That's how it is on the streets, brother. What deen is this, man? So the Sahaba, each man gave his opinion. Then Abu Dhar gave his opinion on the matter. For those of you who don't know Abu Dhar is Arab. Yani he makes an Arab feel like he's a non-Arab. You can't be any more Arab than what Abu Dhar was. So Abu Dhar also gave his opinion. Today, mosques, I was in Canada, the brother, mosques are waiting in courts to deal with the issues. Why? Because, brother, I gave my opinion and this guy disrespected me when we were in the meeting, so now it's me versus him. And mosques are going to war with each other. Why? Who's hit it? Brother, I gave my opinion. What, and he went against me? Doesn't he know who I am? I've been here for 10 years, brother. This guy's only been on the board for 5 years. These are the people that are leading our masajid, mashallah. So Abu Dhar gave his opinion. Then the next person was Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Bilal is the muaddin of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Bilal not only used to be a slave, but an Abyssinian slave, meaning he was black. So as far as society is concerned, talk about being rock bottom. But you see, Islam came to break this. So when Bilal gave his opinion, he says, Abu Dhar, I disagree with you. Allahu A'lam, I think this is what we should do with the wealth. So Abu Dhar, imagine being put on the spot in front of everyone. He says, even you, ya Bilal, even you son of a black woman, even you're going to disagree with me today. These are big words. So Bilal, rightfully so, got very upset. He picked himself up and went to the Prophet of Allah. Now I want to pause here for a minute because I want to prove my point that we don't follow the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We follow the sunnah of who? Sheikh Tony Montana, mashallah, and Maulana Tupac. When we hear the story of the Sahaba, we exclude our life and our societies, well, because it's different times. My brothers, I want to ask you sincerely, and I want you to answer sincerely. This act that Bilal did by picking himself up and going to the Prophet of Allah to complain. What is this act called in this day and age that we live in today? He's a snitch. True or not? Brother, we have a drama. You pick yourself up to go complain. What are you, a woman, bro? That's street language. You see, but Bilal wasn't corrupted by your Tupac and your Tony Montana. Bilal was affected by your Prophet, who you claim that you follow. You see, Bilal had something in his heart, so he went to someone that can help him with this situation. You and I, nah. That makes me less of a man. Nah, Habib. I'm gonna hold it in my heart for the next 20 years. I'm gonna thrash him, backbite him, wipe the floor with him, slander him with any opportunity that I can get for the next 20 years. But I won't go to someone that just might be able to help my situation. So Bilal goes, he tells the Prophet of Allah. The Prophet of Allah became furious. So the Prophet of Allah, he comes, he goes to where Abu Dharr was, and he grabs Abu Dharr by he grabs Abu Dharr. Talk about bridging up. This right now was bridging up. And he grabs Abu Dharr and shakes him and says, Abu Dharr, you are a man that still has jahiliyyah in his heart. So what did Abu Dharr do? That little Aqday, is that what he said? Eid al-Quran, that's not what I said. Allah, wallahi, I didn't mean it like that, bro. See, let me tell you the difference between a man and a so-called man. A real man is a man when he acknowledges that he really was in the wrong, he admits that he's in the wrong. So Abu Dharr lowers his head. He understands that he hurt his brother. He understands he upset his Prophet. So how did he deal with the situation? Did he stop praying at that masjid so that I don't see Bilal? Because that's how we deal with our issues, isn't it? Did he? Abu Dharr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, after acknowledging that he's in the wrong, he picks himself up. He goes into the streets of Medina looking for Bilal radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Then when he sees and he finds Bilal, he goes to Bilal publicly. Leave this with me, publicly, in front of everyone. He goes to Bilal in front of everyone and gets down on the floor and says to Bilal, Ya Bilal, by Allah, I will not lift my head off the floor until you step on it with your foot. And let it be known right here, right now in Medina, which one of us today is the honored and which one of us today, Ya Bilal, is the dishonored one. Come on, man. How come I haven't heard this story before, bro? So what did Bilal do? He's vulnerable. He's on the floor. He acknowledged, I told you, bro. I told you I was in the right. What did he do? Wallahi, an opportunity that most of us would love to have with those that hurt us. You see, real forgiveness is to forgive from your heart sincerely, whether you can do something about it or you can't. You see, there are many of us who have issues and dramas with other people, and we paint on the outside that, nah, brother, wallahi, man, I forgive him for the sake of Allah. You little kazzab, you little spinner. The only reason that you claim that you forgive him is not because you really forgive him. The truth is you can't do anything to this guy anyway. So really, by default, by the fact that I physically can't do anything, I disguise my weakness with what? Nah, wallahi, bro, I forgive him for the sake of Allah. But deep down in your heart, deep down in your heart, if you got the news that a bus hit him, your heart will start to do the dabki, bro. Some brothers tell me, you know, cuz, listen, wallahi, bro, wallah, you know, I forgive him. Wallahi, I forgive him. But I don't forget, cuz. Wow, mashallah, really? You forgive but you don't forget. Well, I got news for you, bro. If you forgive but don't forget, you didn't forgive to begin with. You see, this topic's not as juicy as what you first thought, eh? Why? Because it's hard on the nafs. Because this is real deen. This is real deen. So what did Bilal do? Bilal gets down on his hands and knees. He kisses Abu Dharr on the forehead. He says, Abu Dharr, are you serious? I forgive you for the sake of Allah. Done, finished, dusted, never to be spoken about again.